Do you want more wealth, meaning, and freedom in your life? After all, these are the only three reasons any of us start our own businesses. We want to learn how to make more money and eventually not have to work for it. In other words, we want wealth. We want to love what we do and know that we're making a difference. And that's our meaning. And we ultimately want to have the freedom to have whatever we want to do every single day. If this is what you're looking for in your future, then you're in the right place. Hi there, I'm Kevin Purvis. I'm a successful entrepreneur, business coach, and strategy consultant with thousands of followers and students around the world, including dozens of entrepreneurs like yourself who have used my guidance and training to build their own seven-figure businesses. I've started 7 of my own businesses, and I've personally helped dozens of eager and hungry clients of mine go from idea to implementation to income in as little as a few months. And several of my students have already achieved the financial freedom they've been searching for their entire lives. But I wasn't always successful. Despite my best efforts, 3 of my first 4 businesses I started failed miserably and embarrassingly. I couldn't start a new business if my life depended on it. It's true, I had no idea what I was actually doing. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't get the formula right. Even though I worked it day and night, and even though I did everything that traditional business books told me to do. It was extremely embarrassing, frustrating, and disappointing. I felt so incompetent. I was fortunate though, I had a day job, so I didn't actually need to have my own business. In fact, I probably would have given up on the whole entrepreneurial journey thing right then and there if I didn't have this burning desire inside me to be my own boss and be the master of my own destiny. So, even though my career in the corporate world was taking off, and I ended up staying in that job until 2018, I still wanted to start another business on my own. By this time, however, I was extremely gun-shy and I'd lost a lot of confidence. So, instead, I went back through the four businesses that I had started and dissected each one of them in detail to try to establish where I went wrong, as well as what I had done right. And during the process, I realized that my failures had actually been an investment in my education and not a waste of effort or money as I'd originally believed. So now, armed with this new knowledge and with the rekindled confidence levels, I found the courage to start my 5th business, which succeeded and which taught me a whole bunch of new lessons. I was really starting to learn and appreciate the value of failing. That's right, there is incredible value in failure if you embrace it and do it effectively. The trick is to start early, fail often and fail quickly, and fail cheaply. I'd come to appreciate that this was a critical element of any success strategy. It was a complete paradigm shift. Anyway, I ended up selling that business, my 5th so far, to an investor in 2010. Then I took all that new knowledge, experience, and the insights and supplemented it with hundreds of hours of training and guidance from my own coaches and mentors. People who were much further along in their journeys and who had mastered their craft in their own fields. And I applied all of it to my 6th business. And voila, another success. I now had a formula that I had tried and tested for myself and proven it to work. A straightforward technique to ensure that every business I start will be successful, providing I follow the steps and put in the effort. But was this information transferable? I had no idea if I could relay what I had learned to others so that they too could benefit from my knowledge and experience. So, I started sharing it with some of my entrepreneurial friends and acquaintances and helping them convert their ideas into not only viable but sustainable, profitable businesses. In industries as diverse as pet food manufacturing and retailing, cosmetics production and retailing, supply chain and distribution management, import and export, and personal training. It got to the point where people wanted to pay me to help them and in some cases asked me to join their companies on their board of directors. I couldn't believe it. I used to spend fortunes on coaches and advisors to try and help me to create a successful business. But now people were actually asking me for my help and paying me. And the result? Well, at the beginning of 2018, I left my corporate role as a chief executive in the manufacturing sector and started FutureProof Academy with the sole purpose of training, coaching, and supporting upcoming entrepreneurs of all ages to realize their dreams. I now dedicate myself to this process, with clients paying me to help them start and grow their businesses. It sounds almost crazy, doesn't it? Sometimes I still have a hard time believing that this is real myself. But all I ask of you is to hold off from disbelieving long enough to see the evidence for yourself. It'll just take a few minutes to go through, but it'll help you to conceptualize and start your dream business far faster than you ever dreamed possible. You see, after speaking to and working with hundreds of entrepreneurs, it became obvious to me that the only three reasons all of us start our own businesses are: 1, wealth. We want to earn lots more money and eventually not have to work for it anymore. 2, meaning. We want to love what we do and we want to know that it's making a difference. And 3, we want to ultimately do whatever we want every single day. Now, I'd like you to do a quick exercise in your head for me. Rate the success of each of these 3 areas from 0 to 10. Please do it now. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, how's that? Are we done? Well, chances are, if you already have your own business, you scored yourself pretty low on wealth and freedom and higher on meaning than both of the other two. So does that make sense? Is that an agreement with pretty much what you've come up with? Well, you see, that's a typical response from almost all entrepreneurs. We like to think we are making a difference and following our passion, and we inflate our view of how much meaning we're getting out of our business, even though we've probably got less money than when we started, and we're working twice as many hours a week as we were when we had a normal job. Now, we all appreciate that an entrepreneur is someone who accepts risk in the hope of making a profit, right? And there are always risks and there are no guarantees. But now please write this down. A successful entrepreneur is not someone who just succeeds in business, but also who succeeds in life. Okay, so you want to start and build a great business so that you can have a successful life with wealth, meaning, and freedom, right? Can we agree on that? Okay, great. So why don't you just go ahead and start that business? No sweat. Except that 96% of businesses fail, and over 50% of them fail within the first 12 months. Look, here's the cold hard truth. In the modern digital age of gratification and unprecedented access to information, the traditional business philosophies and startup practices just don't work. And here's why. Registering a company, creating a pretty logo and a website and a Facebook page and an Instagram feed, those are the easiest things in the world to do. And that's why literally hundreds of thousands of wannabe entrepreneurs are doing it around the world every month. There is now so much noise and distraction online that it's almost impossible to connect with your potential customers. Let's face it, we live in a world of hyperinformation where our media feeds are full of people and companies shouting at us to pay attention to them and to buy their products and services. And so we've become hardened against these ongoing assaults and we focus our attention elsewhere. We're also competing on a global stage. There's so much variety out there, and a hell of a lot of it is available anywhere in the world. How on earth do you compete with that? How do you nurture and grow the seedling business of yours into a strong, mature entity in this environment that is so noisy and overloaded and full of predators? Well, it took me 2 decades of trial and error, along with tens of thousands in coaching and training expenses to work it out, but I finally cracked the code. And it's actually quite simple, really, and you can apply it to every area of your life. In the simplest terms, be true to yourself, be relevant and add value, be laser focused on your niche, and be consistent. Okay, so how do we apply that to our startup? Well, let's see. Everyone talks about the creation of the business plan as the most critical step in starting a business, but really, it's just compiling information. The steps leading up to the planning stage that provide the substance and integrity to the plan is where you determine whether or not you're going to be successful. So, to create a successful business in this modern digital world, you must adhere to these 4 core truths. You might want to take some notes here. So, first of all, you need to choose the right business model for you. I'm not referring to the nature of the legal entity you create, but rather choosing the operating model that matches your nature, your passions, your personality, and your fundamental income and lifestyle goals. It's never going to work if you're not passionate about what you're doing or how you're doing it. For example, if your business involves a lot of public speaking and you're an introvert, it's not going to work. Or if you want to spend more time with the family, but your business model requires you to travel regularly. Also, depending on whether you want to make tens of thousands out of the business or millions, you will need to factor in how scalable the structure and business model needs to be to reach your goals. That make sense? Okay, and then number 2, you need to select a suitable and profitable idea that fits you and your objectives. This is where most aspiring entrepreneurs come unstuck. It's a brutal and very time-consuming process. It involves finding a product or service that fits with your business model expectations and is in demand within a viable market space. You need to take all the market variables and the levels of competition into account, and you need to be ruthless in your selection of the right idea. This is so important. If you pick the wrong idea to build your business around, that'll be like building yourself a stepladder and then leaning it up against the wrong wall. When you get to the top, you're nowhere near where you're expecting to be. So make sure you pick the right idea to fit in with your ideal objectives. And then number 3, you need to find your market niche and ideal customers and focus only on them. It's a natural reaction when you're selecting your market to expand your target criteria to include as broad an audience as possible. After all, the more people you can reach and communicate with, the more sales you're going to get, right? Well, actually, no, definitely not right. It might seem counterintuitive, but the exact opposite is actually the case. If your target is too broad, then whatever message you send out is not going to resonate with them. Nobody is going to believe you're talking directly to them, and you'll sell nothing. Focus your message on your ideal customer and talk to them directly. And that way you build a relationship. That makes sense? Okay, and then the 4th one, the last one, you need to link your business goals to a strong and passionate vision. Your vision is what embodies your dreams and your passions. It's what will get you through the tough times when you see no progress and the obstacles seem to overwhelm you. If your vision is strong and tangible enough and you successfully embed it into your subconscious, then it doesn't just become your internal compass, but it also fuels your drive and intrinsic motivation. In other words, your motivation that comes from within, not from external sources. This is what will ensure your consistency when your willpower and self-discipline slip. Okay, so those are the 4 core truths that I apply to my business startups. Choose the right business model for you. Select a suitable and profitable idea that fits you and your objectives. Find your market niche and ideal customers and focus only on them, and link your business goals to a strong and passionate vision. Just now I said these were simple steps, and they really are. But don't confuse simple with easy. The amount of work involved in achieving these is significant. There's going to be a lot of researching, analyzing, strategizing, and planning involved. And I cannot stress this point enough. I'm not offering you some get-rich-quick scheme. If you have a get-rich-quick mentality, then this is really not for you. If you're looking for some kind of do-nothing type of miracle gimmick that will just magically make you wealthy, I'm sorry to say that you certainly will not find that here, nor anywhere else for that matter, because there really is no such thing. I'm offering to teach you a skill set. This is not a shortcut. But the benefit is, if you're prepared to put in the effort, and there's a lot of effort required, then I can teach you to build business after successful business as often as you want to. Whether you want to sell them and move on, work inside them as a career, or get them to work automatically in the background for you to supplement your other income. You just need to follow my structured step-by-step process. Now, people often ask me why I spend my time doing this. Well, if you ever discuss business startups with me directly, then it'll become obvious. My passion, and therefore my primary goal, is to help as many business crusaders as possible to become independently wealthy and fulfilled entrepreneurs in their own rights. And I intend to achieve that no matter what. I've come to realize, though, that I just can't personally help enough people to learn these steps in one-on-one coaching sessions. There just literally aren't enough hours in the day. So I took the process that I've spent years investing my time, money, and energy in, and I developed it into a comprehensive mastermind training program that I'm sharing with you today. And it's called Build Your Dream Business. And I'm so confident that it'll work for you that I'm prepared to back it with a 100% money-back guarantee. But more on that later. First, let me tell you a little bit about how it's structured. So it contains 3 main sections, and I call them simply on your marks, get set, go. A pretty simple, straightforward, and fairly obvious sequence for whenever you're starting an event, a race, a journey, or an adventure like this one. Each section has several chapters. First, we have your standard introductions, followed by Mindset 101 and Self-Mastery. After all, so much of being a successful entrepreneur is based on your ability to master your own inner mental, emotional, and psychological patterns. Then we go on to cover business model options, idea generation, analysis and selection, and vision and goal setting. And then finally on to the business planning and the startup and operations and marketing for the business. Each of these chapters contains between 4 and 14 individual lectures with 64 self-contained videos in total, along with many additional resources in the way of workbooks, mind maps, checklists, reference documents, etc. Now, there are a number of business startup courses out there, in fact plenty, but very few are as comprehensive and field-tested as this one, and those that are way more expensive. The major difference with this program, though, is the inclusion of self-mastery and mind management. These are fundamental entrepreneurial tools that every business crusader simply has to learn. No other business building courses pay any attention to the thought processes and the psychology of being a successful entrepreneur and how significant the training of your subconscious mind is to your ultimate success. So if you've gotten this far into the video and you're still watching, then you're obviously interested in my journey and my results, but you're not just interested in the program because you're unsure of the process to follow for success, but also because your subconscious mind is holding you back. The fears, the doubts, procrastination, archaic and obsolete belief systems, decades of being taught how to think inside of the box like an employee, not like a pioneer. That's what's really holding you back. Does that make sense? Does it sound familiar? So, of all the sections in the program, the ones on mindset and self-mastery are at least as important as any of the others. Okay, so within the individual lessons, I'll share dozens of methods and secrets with you that I've learned over the years, both from experience and from the wise and somewhat expensive guidance of my own mentors and coaches. I've been using these methods for years in my businesses and in those of my associates and students as well, and they will blow your mind. All you need to do is follow this process to its conclusion, and you'll never have to watch your precious startup crumble and die in front of you. And if you've already experienced that before, as I have, I'm sure you'll do anything to make sure you don't have to go through that trauma again. This will be your secret weapon, and you can apply it over and over again to bring you the wealth, meaning, and freedom that you've always dreamed of. And it contains the exact blueprint I used to build my last 3 successful businesses from conception to profit in a matter of months. This program has already transformed the lives of many entrepreneurs and small business owners in a multitude of industries, many of whom had no prior experience in starting or running a business beforehand. So, in addition to the more than 60 individual video lectures, the course also comes with a comprehensive set of workbooks, mind maps, checklists, spreadsheets, and a bunch of practical tools you can use to track and maintain your progress. You'll also get all of my tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, nuggets of information from my most challenging experiences that I'm going to pass on to you so that you can learn from my mistakes and not have to make your own. And probably the most valuable part, enrollment in the program will entitle you to a huge discount on my personal one-on-one coaching sessions, where I can give you more individualized and specific support and advice and answer your questions. Now, the course is set up so that you'll be able to comfortably navigate the entire process without any special intervention from me. But once you've enrolled, you will have discounted access to me personally, and if and when you ever need it, and it'll be at a 70% discount to my normal rates. And that's not for the duration of you taking the course. That's for life. That's forever. Now, this entire program is designed to turn you into a resilient and successful business crusader. Just imagine how life-changing this can be for you if you develop this skill set. What will you do with your wealth and freedom when you become successful? What would having your dream lifestyle be worth to you? And what would you be prepared to pay to acquire the skills to create wealth, meaning, and freedom in your life now and forever? Well, before you answer that, let's break down the value that I've built into this program. There are very few courses available that are as comprehensive as this one, but the ones that are start at around $1,000. The cheapest I found was $997. Some of them even goes for as much as $5,000. Now, in Rand terms, that's a required investment of somewhere between 15 and 75,000 Rand. It's not pocket change. Also, as I mentioned earlier, none of these include the development of self-mastery as part of the entrepreneurial toolkit. As far as I've been able to establish, this is the only course available online that covers it. The other standalone self-mastery courses that are available out there start at around 3,000 Rand and also go up into the tens of thousands. Mine sells as a standalone course for 997 Rand. You'll also be getting access to my personal one-on-one online coaching for a 70% discount. My standard hourly fee is 1,500 Rand, but for you it will be discounted to only 450 Rand. That's a saving of 1,050 Rand an hour. And even though it's not a requirement, I recommend at least one session a month for the first 3 months. Also, remember that the discount will apply to any future coaching sessions you book, whether it's for this business startup or the next one. So, over the coming years, it could add up to a really sizable saving. I wish my coaches had offered me a deal like that when I was in need of their guidance. So, the value of the full mastermind program, including the self-mastery course, is at least 18,000 Rand. And if you add in the potential savings from 3 of the 1-hour live coaching sessions over the 3 months of the course, which is another 3,150 Rand, then the total value of this entire program is at least 21,150 Rand. Also, if you act now and subscribe to the program before this enrollment window closes, then I'm going to throw in a special bonus for you. My How to Achieve Work-Life Balance course for free, which is also specifically designed for entrepreneurs and which sells on its own for 1,997 Rand. Okay, that's what's up for grabs. So let's summarize everything that you're going to get when you say yes to joining the mastermind. The core BYDB course, including the self-mastery program at 18,000 Rand, potential savings for 3 hours of direct one-on-one coaching of 3,150 Rand, and the bonus course of 1,997 Rand. That's a total value of 23,147 Rand. And as an investment for your future, it would be worth every penny. But don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to pay anywhere near as much as that. So, let's say I throw in the bonus course for free, and you don't use my private coaching. Then we're back to 18,000 Rand, which is still a 22% discount on the full value. Now, how's that? Yeah, not at all. I agree. It's still not good enough value. But let me ask you, if all this program did for you was to get your new business to a break-even level within 3 months, thereby freeing you from the shackles of your current circumstances and allowing you to be gainfully employed inside your own business to build your future, wouldn't it be worth it to you? Picture being able to not only afford your dream house, car, and holidays, but also having the time to be able to enjoy them. Wouldn't that be worth the once-off investment of 18,000 Rand? Just imagine achieving the financial and personal freedom you've always dreamed of. And would it be worth 18,000 for you to finally live the lifestyle of the influences you've been following and idolizing up to now? Well, we knew in my team that 18,000 wasn't nearly enough of a sweet deal. So I ran idea past some of my previous students, and they said I'd be crazy to offer it for anything less than 15,000 Rand. Obviously, they know the value because they've experienced the results for themselves. But you haven't seen any positive results yet. So, after much deliberation, my team's final decision was to list the complete package online at the reduced price of 3,997 Rand. That is an 82% discount on the full course value, and that's the official final price. So that's what future visitors to the course homepage will have to invest to enroll for the full 3 months. But stick around, we're not done yet. Sorry, that sounded a bit like an infomercial. But today in this offer, I'm not going to be asking you to pay even that price. But you've got to agree that it's an unbelievable value at 3,997 Rand. I mean, the discount on my coaching alone could be worth 10 times more than that in the coming years. However, I know that times are especially tough right now. Southern Africa has been hit really hard. The economy is tanking, the lockdown has impacted on every one of our communities, and unemployment has reached levels never recorded before. But even though we don't yet know each other, believe me when I say that I really want you to succeed. I want to give you every reason to say yes and to take advantage of this proven program today. So I'm going to give you a chance to grab this amazing mastermind right now at a ridiculous discount. Full disclosure here up front. The real reason I'm so eager to get you to join this mastermind is that I have my own passion and my own vision for my business. And that is to help 1 million people around the world successfully start and grow their dream businesses over the next 5 years. And I want 80% of those entrepreneurs to come from the African continent, my home. So I really want you to be part of this and to benefit from what I've got to teach you. And I know if you've gotten this far and you're watching this now, that you're probably ready to get started. So I'm going to go for gold, and I'm going to make this an absolute no-brainer for you. So here it is. Just for this subscription window until enrollment closes on the 14th of the month, I'm going to make this amazingly powerful mastermind program available at a once-off cost of only 997 Rand. That's it, just a single investment of 997 Rand, and you've got a lifetime access to me and the program. Now, that price will secure you a whopping 96% saving on the total value of the mastermind and a substantial 75% discount on my normal retail price of 3,997. And to make it even easier to swallow, if you can't afford a single payment, you can choose to pay it off over 3 months at only 387 Rand a month. Now, the program is designed to take at least 3 months to complete, but you can stay for as long as you like and keep coming back for a refresher whenever you need to. And if you ever need additional guidance, support, and coaching, either in the running of your new business or in the managing of your work-life balance even, I'll be there to help. So you'll never have to go and pay exorbitant fees to another coach or consultant to assist you ever again. And as an ongoing bonus, I'll also be adding new lectures and sections into the program periodically for you to benefit from, as I myself continue to grow and develop my own skills as an entrepreneur and business coach. So, that's lifetime access to the program, the entire program that's valued at over 23,000 Rand, along with a hugely discounted personal coaching sessions from me, as well as whatever new tips, tricks, hacks and recommendations that I come up with in future that may well be invaluable to you as you yourself grow as an entrepreneur. For just 997 Rand or 3 monthly payments of 387 Rand. And as part of our BYDB community, you'll be able to connect to other like-minded entrepreneurs on similar journeys, where you can grow and develop and build strong networking connections within the Business Crusaders community. Now, I need to reiterate that this program is only open for enrollment for the first 14 days of the month and is only available every second month. I do this to limit numbers of enrollments so that I can work effectively with a smaller group of people. The deadline on the 14th of the month is 8 p.m. Central African Time precisely, or 6 p.m. Universal Time. And if you miss the deadline, then you're going to need to wait for the enrollment to open again on the first day of the month after next. There is a countdown clock below the video that'll show you exactly how much time you have left before enrollment either opens or closes, depending on whether you're viewing this during an enrollment period or not. Okay, and one last and very important consideration. It comes with a 30-day no questions asked guarantee. I will personally pull out all the stops to ensure that you are happy with your investment and that you get full value out of it. If, however, for any reason at all, you're not completely satisfied, you can cancel at any time within the first 30 days and we'll give you back 100% of your money. No questions asked, no explanations necessary. That means you have zero risk. So sign up now before it slips your mind and you miss the deadline. This is your chance to finally build your dream business, and you have nothing to lose and everything to gain by saying yes. So click the orange button now and get started. Remember, you're risking nothing. So as long as you don't want to miss the deadline, then with this super generous guarantee, there's simply no way you can lose out. So hit that orange button now and become a crusader. And I'll see you in the members area.